Hi everybody, welcome back to my kitchen and beyond the cookbook. My name is Natasha. Today I bring to you macaroni and cheese, homemade macaroni and cheese, not the kind from the box, the kind that you make from home from scratch. And I'll show you how to make it. It's easy, it's delicious, everybody's gonna love it, and it's so crispy and crunchy. It's great, everyone's gonna love it. So if you're ready, come along with me and we'll make it together. So we're gonna make macaroni and cheese, and for the macaroni and cheese, this is gonna be homemade. It's not the kind you get in the box, so these are the ingredients we're gonna need. We have, of course, macaroni, and I've got, you can use any shape you want. My kids like this corkscrew shape. I don't really know the name of it. My kids have always called it Scooby-Doo. I don't know why, but that's what we've called it. You'll need butter, you'll need flour, cheese, milk, a few spices. This is optional, but I like it. Some cheese to put on top, some panko breadcrumbs, and some parmesan cheese, and salt and pepper to taste. So let's get started. First thing we have to do is put a pot of water to boil. So I have here just water coming to a boil, and we're gonna salt it once it comes to a boil, and then we're gonna put the macaroni or the pasta in. I also have the oven preheating to 375 because after it's all combined and put together, it goes in the oven for about a half an hour or so to form a crust on top. Okay, so to start, we need butter. And we need this butter to melt. This is about 3 tablespoons of butter. Oops. Careful not to burn it. And what we're making here is a roux with butter and flour and milk. Or I guess it turns into like a bechamel sauce. And then we add the cheese to it. So there's 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, which is just a little bit under a 1/4 cup. And quickly mix that. You need to kind of cook out the raw flavor of the flour. This recipe goes really quick. So we slowly add the milk, and I like to add the milk a little bit at a time. Just work out any clumps that are formed. A little bit more. And this is 3 cups of milk. So you can see it's not so thick. It's because with every addition of milk, I work it out. But eventually it does get thick. And you just work out the lumps. So the water is boiling. We're going to add some salt. Just a couple of handfuls. A couple of pinches, I should say. And drop your macaroni. So I've added the rest of the cheese. I've added the rest of the milk. And as you can see, it's not very thick, which is okay because as it cooks, it will thicken up. At this point, I want to add. Now this is optional. You don't have to add the ground anise, but I do like to add a little bit of smoked paprika. So I'll just add that. You can add cayenne pepper if you want it a little spicy. But I do like the flavor combination of these two. You have to add a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. It's like half a teaspoon of pepper. work all of this out. Kind of bring it to like a little boil. And we'll add the cheese. So I should mention that this is at medium to low flame because I don't want any of this to burn. And constantly whisk just to work out any lumps that form. Check on your pasta, make sure it's not overcooked. I always like to take one and test it. You test it for seasoning as well. Ooh, it's hot. I like it. It's perfect. It's al dente and it's ready to be drained. So we're going to continue with this. We're going to add the cheese. This is 2 cups of cheddar cheese. I've got white cheddar and blue or yellow cheddar. And then I do have a little bit of Italian mixed cheese that I'm going to add just because I like that extra cheesiness to it, that the sharpness. There's Asiago in there and there's Parmesan in there. So I'm going to add just a little bit because I want to save some for the crust on top. Turn the heat off. And you just keep whisking until the cheese melts and it becomes a cheesy sauce. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Lovely. Ooh, it's hot. I'm gonna I put the pasta back in its pot. I'm gonna pour the cheese sauce in here and mix it before I put it in the baking dish. Now you could pour it all in there, but I don't want any of the cheese to fall over the sides. I've had that happen. So this is probably safer. Smells good. Okay, everything is well combined, but look at the cheese pull. Look at how sticky it is. Isn't that nice? Okay. Oh, these pots are heavy. The last step is to put a little bit of this cheese on top. Now this is the kind that you buy already shredded. It's the Italian style, so it has provolone, mozzarella, Asiago, and Parmesan. So I just like to add a little bit of that. And then a little bit of panko crumbs. If you want to use Italian style breadcrumbs, that's fine, you can do that. I have done that and it's just as good. So this is what, a 1/3 cup. And then Parmesan. This is freshly grated. I just buy the wedges and I grate it myself. I don't buy the powdered stuff. Okay, so this is gonna go into a 375 oven for about a half hour until the top is nice and golden and there's a little crust that forms. Okay, so we're gonna watch it. It's gonna be about a half hour or so. Look at how beautiful that looks. Look at all those bubbles and this crust. You hear that? Lovely. So here's our macaroni and cheese. It's still very hot. I just took it out of the oven. It was in there for 35 minutes. Have a look at the crust, see what you think. If you want it a little bit darker, you can leave it in a little bit longer. But I think this is perfect. And I love that it's still bubbling and it smells so good. We're gonna let it cool and we're gonna have a little taste. Macaroni and cheese, homemade macaroni and cheese. And it looks fantastic, it smells fantastic. It's still very hot, but I'm gonna go in and grab something. I wanna taste it. That looks innocent enough, but I'll bet you it'll burn me. This is like lava. It's crunchy. It's crispy. It's delicious. All those cheeses mixed in. It's fabulous. You can really taste at the top. You can really taste the parmesan. It's just fantastic. Your family's gonna love it. Do yourself a favor. Don't buy the box. Make it yourself. All these ingredients are something that you might have at home. You can grate your own cheese like I did, or you can buy cheese already grated in the store. It doesn't really matter. Just try it, make it from scratch. Your family's gonna love it. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and don't forget, please hit the bell so that you get a notification every time we have a new video. Thank you.